Ever spend a clear night staring up at the stars and thought, what if we're not alone out here?
Oh, absolutely. It's a question that's probably crossed everyone's mind at some point.
Right. And for a lot of us, actually seeing a UFO, that'd be like the ultimate proof.
Yeah, for sure. Like seeing is believing.
So that's what we're diving into today, this new app called Cider.
Cider, what's that all about?
Okay, so they're not claiming to have all the answers or anything, but their whole thing is instead of waiting around for like the government or scientists to figure it out.
Which, let's be honest, could be a long wait.
Exactly. They're saying, why not use the power of like everyone who's looking up at the sky? They want to be the Waze of UFO spotting.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So how does it work?
So it's based on this idea of the three-body problem, which, sounds complicated.
It's a little physicsy, yeah.
It is, and one of the sources you sent really breaks it down well, but basically it says that trying to study UFOs is kind of like, imagine trying to predict exactly how three stars are going to move in space.
Okay, I can kind of picture that. Each one's pulling on the other's gravity, making it really complex.
Yeah, exactly. And so the three bodies in this case are, first, you've got governments and the military. They've got their own thing going on, right?
Right, lots of secrecy, national security concerns, and all that.
Then you've got scientists who they're all about data, proof, the scientific method.
Which can clash with how governments operate sometimes.
For sure. And then the third body is us, the public. We're just fascinated by the possibility of it all,
Absolutely. I mean, it's the potential for something huge.
Right. But the problem is all these groups, they're kind of like those stars, each pulling in different directions. It makes studying this stuff almost impossible.
You've got chaos instead of clear answers. I get it.
Exactly. So Cider's thinking is, what if we take that third group, the public, and combine our observations with a more, organized scientific way of reporting?
Citizen science, basically. Like we've seen with those apps that track bird migrations or...
Yeah, or like helping researchers classify galaxies in those online projects.
Oh, right. But apply that to UFOs. Never thought of it that way.
And that's what they're trying to do, instead of just having all these random, unreliable stories.
People seeing lights in the sky, jumping to conclusions.
Right. Imagine if there was a global network, and we're all using the same app. When you see something weird, you report it, time-stamped, detailed descriptions, location data, boom.
A standardized system.
Oh.
You're not comparing apples to oranges every time there's a sighting.
Exactly. It's like what Dr. David Spergel, the head of NASA's UAP team, he's been saying we need to be doing this whole time.
Yeah, he's been banging that drum. Smartphones could totally revolutionize how we study this stuff.
And that's what's so cool about Cider. They're like, okay, let's actually do it. And the crazy thing is, they haven't even officially launched a big marketing push or anything.
Seriously?
Yeah, but the numbers they've got from the App Store already.
People aren't just downloading it out of curiosity and then forgetting about it. They're actually sticking around.
Which makes sense, because like you said earlier, there's this real hunger for this kind of stuff right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's a cultural moment. And Cider's right there riding the wave. But it also, it brings up this bigger question about transparency, right?
Right. For so long, this whole UFO thing, it's been all hush-hush government secrets, that kind of vibe.
Black helicopters, men in suits, the works. And that just breeds more suspicion.
Totally. And even now, I was looking at that source you sent about AI and how ChatGPT and all these programs, they're being used to analyze this stuff. And it just highlights how much conflicting information there is out there.
Right. It's like trying to assemble a puzzle where half the pieces are missing and the other half might be from a different puzzle entirely.
Exactly. And it makes me think about, Roswell, right, or Project Blue Book. Instead of just being upfront about it, whatever it was, there were cover-ups, denials.
Which, let's be honest, usually just makes people more convinced that something's being hidden.
100%. But then on the flip side, going totally transparent, just dumping every weird thing the government's ever seen, that's not necessarily the answer either.
Right. I mean, can you imagine mass panic in the streets? Not to mention, if we are talking about some seriously advanced tech, there are legitimate national security concerns.
Okay, so which is it? How much transparency is too much?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's kind of where Cider comes in, this weird balancing act they've got to pull off.
So are they, crowdsourcing skepticism or something?
In a way, yeah. It's about bringing that scientific rigor to a field that's been dominated by,
grainy videos and I swear I saw something stories.
Exactly. And look, if this works, if CIDR can actually pull this off, we're not just talking about proving or disproving aliens, right? Imagine being able to analyze global trends in these sightings, seeing if they line up with anything else.
Like weather patterns or, I don't know, maybe even predicting when and where these things might happen.
Exactly. It's a long shot, I get it, going from fuzzy photos to actual scientific data. But hey, every major discovery seemed crazy at first, right?
True. Someone has to be the first to say, okay, what if? And actually follow the data.
And maybe, just maybe, CIDR's that push, that thing that finally brings UFO research into the mainstream, even if they don't find definitive proof of,
Little green men.
right, even if it's not little green men, it could change everything.
It makes you think it's not just about UFOs, is it? It's how, as a society, we're figuring out how to tackle these huge questions.
Totally. Using technology, getting everyone involved, it's a whole new way of looking at things.
Exactly. So yeah, even if you don't download CIDR right this second, pay attention to what they're doing, because the way we look for answers, that's changing fast. Who knows what we might find? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.